it's Eric here. Now, before we start off this video today, it has been a year to like a year and a half since my last video. I think I mentioned it in my last video, but I was reading Midnight Sun, Twilight Midnight Sun from Stephenie Meyer. To be honest, I got about halfway through that book. And it was just so long of a book, I couldn't get through it. And so I not only stopped reading Midnight Sun, but I kind of just stopped reading in general. So, at that time I was also working a lot, had other things to do. I had a wedding coming up, but yeah, so I didn't get done Midnight Sun. I will get back to it, but first I'm kind of looking at reading a book that I could actually finish rather quickly, and then it'll give me enough motivation to get back into Twilight. So today I have for you The Antique Hunter's Death on the Red Sea. So this is a book from C.L. Miller. I don't know when this was released. I think it's like pretty new. Look how pretty this book is. It's very pretty. Little teacup there. From what I know, it is the second book, but I'm starting off with this one. This is basic summary of it. A painting vanishes from a maritime museum and a dead body is found nearby. So we have these antique hunters are called in to investigate. It leads them to a cruise with a lot of antiques and antique hunters on it, or antique people who like antiques. And then it's found out that a lot of the antiques on board are fake. I'm reading this just from the inside cover, right? This, you can pick it up and read it right there. This is not spoilers that I know of. I hope she wouldn't put spoilers right in the front of the book. But so a lot of the antiques are fake, and then there's murders on board, and they have to find the killer. It sounds pretty interesting to me. It's pretty. I like the book. So this is what I'm going to attempt to read. And yeah, there's only like 300 pages, and they're big pages, but like there's not a whole bunch of words on each page. So it should be pretty easy to get through. I'm hoping. So yeah, I'll start reading this and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so I have just finished chapter 2 on this. It took me about 30 minutes to read, 20 pages in. I'm not the fastest reader. Now, I don't know what happened, because the first couple pages, I really wasn't into it. Not that the story's bad, but the first couple pages, the writing style was definitely trying to tell you and not show you. And not that I don't love detail. I am hugely into detail, right? But you know, along with that detail, I do like to be in the moment and figure some of that stuff out by myself. And past page 4, she started doing that really well. She was showing more than telling. It was putting me in the emotions. It was giving me the thought processes. It was showing the characters interacting and kind of gave me a feel for what was going on. This book is reading pretty quickly. Like, I'm already quite a ways through it. Now, I know, page 20, but you see where my bookmark is. I guarantee you, and that was, like I said, 20-30 minutes. Give me another hour, 2 hours, and I'll be at least 3/4 to 90% done the book. But the story, it seems like it was written a little bit for younger viewers. I will say that much. It's good. I like it. But it does seem like it's catering to, you know, with over exposition in terms of telling and not showing. It does seem like they're talking to a younger viewer. I don't know. It seems like it's written like an essay to me personally. If you're into that style, it would be good for young adults. I am just more into figuring stuff out on my own. And with the mystery, I was kind of assuming that's how it would be. In terms of the story, it is interesting. I am pretty hooked into it. I'm actually going to sit down. I just wanted to update you guys first. I'm going to sit down and read for probably another couple hours on this. And yeah, just kind of experience it a little more. And I'll be back to you then and see kind of where I've gotten to. So I'm just starting chapter 3 now. I think there's like 31 in the book. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. It's currently 10 o'clock at night. And I just want to talk about this book for a little bit. So the writing style, I did clarify, sorry, it's a little bit dim in here. I did clarify the writing style did seem to be bad because it was switching perspectives, and every time it switched to perspective, it would go from first person to third person. That's not the only issue. So there's a few things where it sounds like she's just pulling things from Google, and she liked 3 different things that she got suggested, so she threw them all into the same paragraph. There was a few writing mistakes I caught. I don't catch all of them, but there was a few. As well as, and it was just little things like using the wrong word, like she meant to say on in a sentence and she used in instead. I can get over that stuff. Still, however, it does seem a little bit childish in terms of writing, but it's bearable enough. And I'm getting kind of to the climax of the book. I'm definitely past the middle now, by a little bit, not by much, but you know, I am past the middle. So that's exciting. Almost done. I've got probably 100 pages to go, 15 chapters, something like that. So yeah, that's the book so far. Okay, you guys, so I just finished reading The Antique Hunter's Death on the Red Sea. Overall, I have to say, the beginning chapter was awful. And in my professional opinion, I didn't like it. Just something about it. It almost turned me off of the book. But after the first chapter, the beginning until about chapter, I want to say probably until like chapter 26, it was slow, but it was doable. It was interesting enough to keep me hooked in. And then it started to hit a climax after that, and it was intriguing enough to get me on to like chapter 31, page 182. It's pretty far into the book. I think this is actually where I left off after updating you guys last. So I updated you, I read until this place, and then I stopped. If you can see that. Yeah, pretty much. That's when the climax really started to like speed up, and it kept me pretty well hooked. And then I want to say around chapter 42, I could not put this book down, which is kind of sad because it's like pretty much the end of the book. So it took me all that to get to a place where I literally could not put it down. I had errands to run. I had to leave the house before 6 so I could get my wife from work. And I ended up taking the book with me because I didn't finish it in time. And even as someone who likes books, that is not something I would do normally. I would usually just put my bookmark in, close it, walk away, and then come back to it later. but I honestly could not put the ending of this book down. That being said, the last chapter, it kind of died off for me. It seemed like they wanted to wrap things up a little quickly. It just is how it is. So story-wise, I'm going to say this book, because it was able to carry me all the way through, is about a 4.5 out of 5. That being said, there are a few writing mistakes, like spelling errors and stuff, but also some grammatical errors. And those did pull me out of the book. I had to kind of reread the sentence a few times and get a grasp of what she's trying to say. There was a little bit, and maybe it was because she went from first person to third person almost every couple chapters. I will say when you get to page 42, she sticks with the main character's perspective for quite a while, which was enjoyable. However, I think it was maybe because she's jumping from first person to third person so often. She got lost in between past tense and present tense verbs. So she would use thinking instead of thought, or vice versa, when it was not the time for it to be used. Just little stuff like that. So grammatically and I guess character-wise and just enjoyment of the book, everything outside of the story, it probably brings the experience of this book down to 3.5 star out of 5 star, which is unfortunate because the story was so good and I did like it, but as well as the quick ending and the slow beginning, I'm gonna give the book a 3.5 out of 5 because I had to do a lot of pushing to get through most of this book. However, for a second novel, and for one that's probably pushed more towards children, let's be honest, this probably isn't a book for adults, it was really good. I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite book. That will forever be held by I'm Thinking of Ending Things. And actually, with that being said, this is the next book I'm going to be on to. This one has a similar vibe, it seems like, as well as it's mixed with another book that I really want to read, a movie that I really like. But yeah, to end this review, this is a good read. I recommend picking it up and looking at it if you like mystery, thriller, murder cases. It was fun. It was a good read. I have no problems with it. That'll be it for this video. If you liked this video, please consider watching another one. I have plenty of other videos, and there will be plenty more to come. Thank you. Bye.